At Wing 7 with the static control /.
Yeah, good darts there, Ross.
I tried to start it with adding a motherboard SCADA drive.
You're ready to go?
Try using the automatic start on that installation of Windows. By running the spare Windows option, leaving 7 duplicate or even install drive. Questions running in IDF means using native PA2 and other performance methods. Any ideas? Give comments on the SCADA.
Can you see my board?
I hope the server shows back. Thanks for the info.
John, do you see my board?
No, I can't see your board, no.
Okay, let me refresh and then you refresh.
Yeah.
Okay, refresh, John.
Okay, here I go. You'll have to move your camera, but I can't see the left side of your board.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The 14, the 11, and the 8.
You can't? Oh, you mean turn down the brightness or something? One sec.
That's too dark, and you got to still move your board over a bit.
I don't understand why I need to move it. It should be fine. John, it looks fine on my screen. Okay, I'll move it over. It looks okay on my end. It looks fine.
No, it does. No, I can't see the left. There, right there. That's good. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just move it a little bit more. Too much. Right there, right there, right there is good. Oh, good.
There?
That's good there, yep.
There? Okay.
That's perfect. Don't move it. It's good where it is. Whoa, don't move it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
$61.
Well, now it's not switching over. I can just see your board.
Okay, on my next turn, then I'll refresh and then you refresh.
Yep, you betcha. You want me to shoot first or just refresh?
You gotta shoot first, yeah.
Okay, I'll shoot here. I can't score or anything because I don't have a scoreboard or nothing. So
You didn't click WDA. You didn't click on WDA.
okay, there it is.
Dumbass.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Okay, it's good. I can see your board.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's
27.
perfect.
Seventy. 77. 22. 45. 44. 70.
1.
22. 20. 38.
'They're not sponsoring us, Jeff. Hey, thank you, John, for the email. You guys have any?
Oh my God! Look at that!
No score.
Unbelievable, eh? John, you see that?
All on the wire.
Are native to that brand of MSI or whatever. And so normally when you load the chipset drivers up, those state motors is the Now, a lot of times the second
No score.
Generally the second four, you have to download and install a third-party save controller. In order to keep it so that's what I sent back. And I said, yeah, there are some performance benefits going through IDE and the AHCI. Now, with normal, real-world environments, I don't know if they're that significant that you would notice, but I could be wrong.
No score.
Chris, I know you
25.
remote support guys, but I know you also do hardware. So, if you see anything like this,
I don't have any machines that you see any connections. So all that matters is if you do what I'm doing. So no, I don't have anything out there. You're not gonna hear me say that very often.
yeah, really. Wow.
Yeah.
That is a tough topic.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like you said. It's one of the most Now, I really want to say, if I build a machine, it's really going to be or get language. That's great.
90.
That I used to pilot Star Wars, because they all set.
Yes.
So now, there's also a machine like built straight to the bar.
And every machine that I built had MSI works in it. Now it just runs the same way.
66.
Yeah.
Right. Like I said, with the I usually use this motherboard and mine are all there's usually two, which is the 60 gigabits per second ports. which are faster drives on, and then there's 4 that are, and I can't even remember the names of some of the other third-party drivers out there. But you actually have to use this motherboard kits to install those drivers, or those manufactured website and download the drivers from there. And it seems like nowadays, I am always being whatever usually the motherboard drivers like this that I get one from book on the machine. So a lot of times I really have to go to the manufactured website. All right, well, I think that, again, I'm going to ask that on my hard drive guide, for detailed information on that, but that's just that came off the top of my head, and I figured I'd ask you. All right, so this is from Christian Green. After line guard, I had the first customer who was really difficult, someone I worked with, whose computer did not do it. After hearing her describe the problem, it sounds like it might be a hardware issue. So it's just a guess at this point. I remember you mentioned several times the pre-imaging software, which you can like something like GFMid or Max, which allows you to create the image even if it's broken. Like on the stream,
28.
I was hoping to try this and not able to remember the name and no luck to with the best call. Let me know the name and thank you for your time and knowledge. Chris from Columbus. So anyway, it sounds like Chris is starting up his computer repair business, which is awesome. Yes, good job, Chris. It's a fun endeavor, and we'll be here with you. The imaging software that I was just talking about
26.
It was the Windows imaging software. It's very expensive. You would just basically get a raw data, it would copy the raw data. So whether the information is corrupted on there or whatever, it doesn't matter, it just copies it. And so you can go back and sort that stuff. That's as far as I've gotten. I've used it to image the drive just for safety's sake, but I haven't had to research these stories. What do you guys think?
5.
Software
45.
as part of a subscription. Active movies that also has partition. But not free. That's free, but I use this one. It has US.
Okay. And yeah, I know you, Chris. I think we talked about this before. You mentioned used the promise. Anything else?
Conezilla. I have to do it outside of, I actually had drive that, the first partition was fine. So I used Conezilla to do that outside of the US.
Okay, great. So anyway, there's a couple of things.
41.
But yeah, FTK Imager was told me by Scott Morton. I heard about that back now. Basically, I'm gonna have to check into that Doc Marvin, sorry about that. Because now when you use that phone, does that stay phone no matter what's wrong with the guy?
Sometimes.
Okay.
It's basically
60.
Okay.
I have used that on failing runs.
That's a lot of times when I go to phone drive using something like a problem I'm having is that it's there's a reflection on the hard drive, it's just like, it's like 5 minutes, it's like system and recovery and go from there. But, I worked a handful of times, but most
And one guy
30.
they had four that he was just had it developed. Just I love that because I tried to
okay.
still have those start to
60.
stocks. And start to just the basic
I'm gonna definitely check for that. I've looked at it before and I go, I probably need to do that. Because I put one in the USB docks and then I put one in the system on regular safety controller.
40.
Yeah. But, it'd be nice to just, if you can use that standalone, you have that. Okay. Cool. I'm definitely checking that.
All right, thank you. The tools are always a good thing.
Absolutely. I love tools. I love it. Okay.
All of you wants for Christmas?
It's a poster. Um,
95.
This is from our friend Alistair Smith, who's over the Evan Evan podcast over in the UK. Hi, Jeff. Thanks for a great podcast. In show 106, Office 365 and network support, we're talking about is that there is no NK2 file in Office 2010 and 2013. This is because since Office 2010, it stores auto-complete email addresses in the folder in the default PSP or e-exchange mailbox.
60.
And this is your default. Your email are delivered automatically do this, ready to be used. If you're using Exchange for Office 365, so if you have to relocate to your Outlook profile or set up a new profile for a new computer, the autocomplete address will be already populated and ready to use because it
41.
Even if you have to use the Office web app, autocomplete, it will work very well as it is the full fully so it sounds like it's using the regular PSP folder, which you have to have a default PSP in Outlook in order to use it. I don't use it that way because I don't even, I put several email addresses up to Outlook, so they have to do their savings and stuff. So my main PSP file.
Sorry.
32.
I got 40 left.
Yep.
I was still there because I will tell you after redoing my Outlook, you send emails and stuff all the time, and you type everybody's email address.
I got her anyways, Ross.
Okay.
It sucks. I didn't realize how much I'd missed. Because I was one of those guys that used to tell my customers, you won't miss that. Don't worry about it. Just start that. Just use it.
It'll be fine. Isn't that where it was going to be?
It'll be fine. But
Yeah.
101.
I admit, I worship the communication file now. And make sure that all my customers have one here. Marvin, I know you deal probably with Outlook and stuff like this.
Most of my clients are still have several change.
Okay.
Yeah.
25.
I
60.
really feel like because I have the biggest bad chemistry use all the time, but lo and behold, once you leave, I didn't use them on mine. But then, right, I forgot you put that in there. You're right. That's okay.
I used to do it manually, and I used to build it in HVAC meetings.
Right.
But once I started using that on a regular basis, I just thought to myself,
45.
I've just got this copy areas.
Chris, you?
The only real backup that I deal with,
Trying to decide whether I want to stick it in the fixture. The poster one is actually a Star Trek.
Okay.
Docking system. It has a bunch. It's got just a basic one where this one has
45.
USB. They have two models that will allow you to.
Got it. Okay. I'm going to definitely check into that. I looked at it before and I go, I probably need to do that because I put one in a USB dock and then I put one in the system on a regular SATA controller and then, I'll do the copy from there. But, it'd be nice to just throw, because you can use that standalone. You don't have to add the operating system on it, right? Okay. Cool. I'm definitely going to check into that.
all right, hey, new tools are always a good thing.
Absolutely. I love tools. Okay.
All he wants for Christmas.
It's a toaster. All right, this is from our friend Alistair Fishman, who does the Admin podcast over in the UK. Says, hi, Jeff. Thanks for a great podcast. Show 106, Office 365, and Outlook support. We were talking about that there is no NG file in Office 2010 and 2015. This is because since Outlook 2010, it stores autocomplete email address in a hidden folder in the default PST or in the Exchange mailbox. Meaning that if you transfer it to a new computer, and this is your default PST where email are delivered, autocomplete will automatically be there, ready to be used. If you're using Exchange or Office 365, or if you have to relocate your Outlook profile or set up a new profile for Outlook on a new computer, the autocomplete address will be already populated and ready to use because it pulls from the hidden folder. Even cooler, if you have to use the Office Web Access autocomplete, it will work here as well, as it is the address from that hidden folder. So it sounds like if you're using the regular PST folder, which you have to have a default PST in Outlook in order to use it. I don't use it that way because I don't even, I hook several email addresses up to the Office, so they have they're saved on the web. So my main PST file means nothing to me, unfortunately. But that's good to know that most of these NKT files still there, because I will tell you, after redoing my Outlook and having to send emails and stuff all the time, and having to read everybody's email address that I send emails to on a regular basis, it sucks. I didn't realize how much I'd miss it. Because I was one of those guys that used to tell my customers, you won't miss that. Don't worry about it. Just start typing. Just use the list.
It'll be fine. Isn't that where we always want to get emails? It'll be fine.
It'll be fine, right?
Yeah.
So I admit I was lost. Okay, I worship the
24
profile now. So make sure that all my customers I know what they're about. Marvin, I know you deal probably with Outlook and stuff like this.
Most of my clients are, still have scheduled exchange on site.
Okay.
So I do have
90.
a couple of clients that are on exchange. That purpose. But for all of the others that are using Outlook, just stand alone. Whenever I do a transfer, I put out for the last year where I used to test. Adds auto backup. And instead of doing the whole profile, I'll just go in and select out. And that way it'll grab not only the PST files, but the NK2 stuff, profile information, everything with the password.
Game shot and the first leg.
you know, I really feel like it's a complete idiot now. Because I have the latest Fabs technician license. I use it on my customers' machines all the time, but lo and behold, would you believe I didn't use it on mine. But that, you're right, I forgot you put that in there. You're right. That's okay.
I mean, I used to do it manually, and I used to go in and extract the K2s.
Right.
Once I started using VATs on a regular basis, I just thought to myself, why am I beating myself in the head? Just go in.
IT5.
At this point, I'll just copy everything.
Right. That's a good point. Chris, you?
Yeah, the only real backup that I deal with, unless it's on the bench here, is the SOS stuff. I don't deal, like, I looked at Fabs, but it didn't allow the type of control that we needed to be able to do it remotely the way that we do.
Sure.
So it's all different. So I'm on the show, man. I'm different.
You are good. We'll do that. No, seriously, with your SOS backups, though, you make sure that those files are backed up and you're monitoring that those backups are always there. So that you have a copy, you can go back and extract the information, correct?
That's right, yeah. And a lot of the people who have, SOS online backup accounts also have the MSP services. We kind of use them in conjunction. So, I'll have the most common alert that I get is there hasn't been a backup in 2 days. But then I can jump into GFI and say, oh, there hasn't been a backup in 2 days because they shut their computer down on Friday and it's Monday. They haven't had a chance to have a backup done. But yeah, we monitor all that and make sure that everything's backing up properly.
Very cool. Okay, so a couple of different things there. Again, Alistair, thank you for the email.
766.
Go ahead.
So I just want to clarify that we never use VATs backup as an actual backup. They only use the transfer files.
Gotcha.
So it says VATs auto backup. People think it's backup. I've never used it.
Okay. Now I have taken what I do enjoy about it sometimes is I'll take that auto backup and I will basically I can take a Windows 7 machine. I've done this. Do the backup, move it to a brand new Windows 8 machine, and it sets your profile and everything up along with your wallpapers and everything's back right in the folders, videos, music, all that stuff right there. I didn't have to do anything. It was beautiful. But yeah, there are still times where I do manual backups. There's still times where I do copy and paste because if I'm concerned about a drive, I'm always concerned to let something chunk away on hard drives, and maybe that drive fails halfway in between. So what I might do is I'll still use Fabs, but what I'll do is go to pictures, the documents, and copy those 2 file folders first, just to have a secondary backup in case something does happen.
30.
That's my goal. All right, last email is from. Says, hey Jeff, I'm a relative new on with IT contracts, and I'm doing my best to work through your archives on Podmas Daily Podmas. I occupy a relative niche in the bar, restaurant, hospitality, and retail sector, with clients ranging from boutique clothing stores to fine dining restaurants and concert venues. That sounds like a little I want that job. I've done a wide variety of work from security camera installs to custom hardware builds, a POS repair, and that's the point of sale systems. We all use smart out there. And complete networking jobs. Wi-Fi is a huge problem in the hospitality industry. The Wi-Fi is a huge problem everywhere.
Yeah, no kidding.
I've also hung up simple websites, dedicated businesses, or migrated.
IT5.
Yes, Lord. I migrated businesses to Google Drive and Gmail services for business, and written custom tutorials for software like QuickBooks, Excel, etc. Very human stuff. I was hoping that one Sunday, if you have me, I might be able to call in on the live or call in Skype and ask some questions to ask as a team. I've heard so much about managed services, but I'm still in the dark as to exactly what is provided besides virus removal and data backup. I'm also not sure if I'm charging enough for my services. Should I be charging a flat hourly or a flat hourly as I currently am, or should my different services be
68.
How can I justify a contract with a recurring monthly fee? Should those fees come with an hour, hour or half hour service? And with those roll? So it goes on a little bit more, some personal information to me, but he also says, thanks in advance, Bernie card. So very cool, very cool. A lot of good questions. And basically, when I emailed him back, I said, hey, on the show, and then we're also going to set up a podcast daily at some point, and then hopefully we'll be able to get him on this show.
Game shot and the
These are a lot of things we've talked about in the past show. Anything you guys have to add to any of those various questions?
Yeah, you should jump onto your iTunes and subscribe to Podnut so that you can download all of the shows. Because if you listen to them from like show 1 until now, most of those questions are honestly going to be answered. Not that I'm trying to sound like a jerk when I say that, but we only have so much airtime. But I will say that a lot of the questions that you asked are a lot of questions that first time people going into the business wind up asking themselves. And generally, if your question is, should I charge hourly or should I charge a flat rate? The question I'm going to ask you is, is that the other client you're going to be charging that bill to at the time, or are you going to be working on more than one system? Flat rate services are great when you're working with multiple systems at the same time, and hourly should really only ever be charged when you're only working with that client. So it's a question you're going to have to ask yourself.
And I think what he's asking too is because I was not on the whole managed services and I'm understanding that basically in order to keep people's computers safe nowadays, you basically have to have some sort of managed service. You have to have something that's monitoring what's going on in the person's computer. Or the reality is, right now I'm getting stuff back after about a year. So my virus removal and cleanups are good for about a year, and they're bringing it back, and they're getting charged again. So, and I think with the hourly rates versus I think Chris really summed it up real well with the difference between the two. And I'll say, if you're not sure, you know what? Try something. Yeah. Throw something out there. Whatever you figure your time is worth, and that's how I've always gauged my business. I go, what is my time worth per hour? Whether I get that from a flat fee or I get that from an hourly rate, I want to make some, especially if I'm doing it as a side job. Doing this full-time job, you really got to figure out, what it is you want to do, and whether it's going to be worth it to you. Marvin, for sure.
Yeah, I think what it's made an impact on me over the years. Really finding out if you're doing security, whether it's a shop or on site, really got to find out what's going on in your area.
41.
So other companies are charging, and what companies are really working. So I've been off and on with MSP because I've got a company that don't want to pay a flat fee based on the number of systems and number of servers. But I think the problem was the way it was presented. They wanted to charge $75 for a monthly station, and the customer installed value. In the last 5 years, I've been able to get most of my clients to do some sort of hybrid, where I do charge a base flat fee for the monitoring, antivirus, and that sort of thing. But anything that I actually do work on is $45. So I may charge $15 a month, just for the basic monitoring of the server, because that's I can get with my product $5 a month per station, and that'll take care of that sort of stuff. But then if I actually do log into it, I see possibilities and that has worked out for my customers. Again, we really gotta, like I said, when something gets launched, it was right.
Yeah.
I'll say with that too, part of the thing is just be cautious when you're checking out the competition in your area. You're going to see a lot of lowball numbers, and I see, and this is nothing against remote support, but my business is local, And so I just want to deal with local customers in 6x6 square mile radius. I see advertisements that come up with my advertisement in my local area for people that are obviously they're 4 counties away, whatever. And it's like they're not really the local IT to these people. Not that they can't do the work, because obviously there's a lot of that way. But I see a lot of really weird, like lowball deals. We work like for virus removals, I think $39. And I'm like, what do they really do for $39? Because you're not really going to get, in my opinion, either you're gonna cost yourself money because you're gonna sit there for like $1 an hour or whatever it ends up being, depending on if you do any advertising or whatever, or you're just gonna end up pulling your hair out and get very frustrated. So yeah, definitely, you gotta find that middle ground, and then look at your legitimate businesses in the area. Because again, there's all kinds of technicians that come up, and we all start at a low rate, and that's just how we start getting that business in. And once we kind of create some credibility with ourselves and say, hey, we actually know what we're doing, and we're going to protect your data, and we're going to do the right things. We're not just going to, wipe and reload, you lose all your data, that type of thing. When you start doing stuff like that, and then also if you have Best Buys and Staples and different companies around there that are doing big box stores.
Put in your score on it.
This type of work. Look at what they're charging. I always feel good that I'm charging less than they are.
Right.
But it's higher
Put in
than.
your score.
No,
Thanks, baby.
I mean, we had to change our $40 is
Didn't go in, John. That was the problem. And then my mouse wouldn't go in, and then my mouse was stuck under the phone.
Once you start getting the volume that a $40 virus removal is making you money, you can't handle that volume on your own anymore. You have to hire someone. So now you're not making $40 virus removal anymore, and it's just. Yeah, I agree with you. You got to look at what your competition is doing. You have to look at legitimate competition, because if you're just looking at the, excuse the term, but pizza tax, it's not going to do you any good in the long term to try to price yourself against it.
And I say that, again, the whole pizza tax thing, I understand this. Well, not all of us, but I've done it. I started off with friends of mine, and I did charge them, but I charged them a very, very low rate because I was in the process of learning. But once I started advertising, once I started putting up the website, and started doing this legitimately, I started a thing called taxes, which if you're not, all I'm gonna say is you're not. Yeah, that is really good. But anyways, once I started doing all this stuff, that's all cost. And so I had to raise my rates in order to make it justifiable, either that or I was basically working for free. And the government was making a lot of money, they were happy. But I was.
Right.
I appreciate the email and hope that answers some of your questions. And feel free to call in on any Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. We'll be here and we'll be happy to answer your questions on the show. And we'll go from there. All right, so that was the end of the emails. Thank you guys for the emails. I really appreciate it. It gives us some information. It lets us, kind of answer some questions on here. But what we really would like is you guys to start calling in and asking us questions on the air so we can answer those questions right off the cuff. If you do anyway. And with that, I think what we're going to move into is one of the subjects we were talking about. But I've been dealing with learning more about virus removal, and I'll get the end of the show. I'll let you know what's going on. But it's interesting to see where viruses are going. And to me, I'm looking at it and going, they're becoming more and more. And that's not complicated that we can't do, but they're becoming complicated to the point where we need to learn how to know what we're looking at and know how to do it. And there's a lot of sneaky stuff out there that's starting to happen that you throw a bunch of scans at it.
Yeah.
And I don't, because I throw scans at it, don't get me wrong. But I also look at the information and look for things that are out of place. And there's a lot of technicians nowadays that don't know how to do that. And their whole thing is, well, I know it's 100% clean if I wipe and relay, or use some A, or whatever coin term you want to use. And that's fine. Again, when I started doing virus removals, most of mine were being paid because I never felt comfortable that the system got clean. But as I started, doing things over time, I got to a point where I feel comfortable. And like I said, I've got 2 in the shop right now. My virus removals are good for the idea. And they, they end up back because not that they haven't gotten malware and different things over the years, but it gets to a point where they're breaking their next door and you no longer do. And then you bring it to me to fix, and I got to go back and, redo it. Any thoughts on that? What do you guys do as far as, what do you guys think about the whole, all the new viruses?
I mean, a virus for the most part is virus. So unless you get something really specific, like, oh god, I don't know. There are variants of different, like the crypto infections or zero access. When you start getting into that type of stuff, you got to deal with those individually. But for the most part, all a virus is definitely adware, right? So I mean, it's really straightforward, and I think that if you set up a process that you always follow, with the exception tree, right? Unless you see this, unless those special case viruses show up that you have to deal with separately. You can get very efficient at cleaning these systems and making sure that they're clean, right? Do your scans, yes, go through and remove, take out all of that stuff, but don't forget to check the browsers, don't forget to check extensions, right? Because you're just going to wind up giving it back to the computer back, and they're going to get reinfected because you left it wire on there.
Right.
So you just be thorough, and you should be fine.
Marvin?
Yeah.
Well, for us, it might not be thorough. For Tammy, it might be part of it might be because they don't know how to look for stuff that's up. I think one of the things, I used to have my process before I got to set.
60.
But sometimes I just get always too much. And now using D7, I can automate those things. Yeah. And once I get through the initial D7 scans, I go and check the reports. If I see a lot of infections and all this, then I will go back to my manuals. And one of the big things is get D7 without that master scan.
Yes.
Portion.
45.
Start using that.
Oh yeah.
That will check all the new file data. It'll check registries. It'll check a lot of the places that it literally is a case of untrust and check all these things. With D7 malware scan, we'll check those places. You just gotta run the root chain scanners.
Yeah.
83.
Just, you've got to do it. And then you go to and I tell people that. So you were talking earlier about $39 virus. That's not a chance. Not a chance.
And I mean, a virus removal can go quickly, and I see where you're coming from. Where you're basically using the entire malware scan. It sounds like, right, the whole section. Yeah, see, we've pared it down because we were looking at, we use D7 through instant house calls.
60.
But yeah, I'm still using the original D7, and I have D7 2 that I'm rolling out slowly.
Gotcha.
Because there are some tweaks that have to be done. But I check probably 75% of whatever can be done automatically without me having to interact with it. I will let those run. So all of the automatic scans, I let run. And then we'll go back and do manual scans.
21.
Right.
The good thing about D7 2 is that it will email when it needs attention.
Yeah.
The problem is that I'm usually on the system remotely right there, or I'm not active machine in front of it. So that's where K72 I'm trying to do the machine out to. I don't foresee myself being away from the machine where I need to go to any longer, but I can see where that becomes handy. But yeah, in terms of what I'm doing, I'm running a lot of the automatic stuff, and that will take anywhere from sometimes it's 10 minutes.
Yeah, it depends on how clean the system is and what, yeah, there's a lot of, now, see, what we've done is we've pared it down so that we're only really using the, we're using Malwarebytes version 2. We're using Hitman Pro, and we're using, obviously when D7 starts up, it does that quick check for the zero access, which is amazing. You know, and you see that pop up and it's like, oh, okay, this is going to take a little bit longer, but we got this.
Right.
But the process that I've laid out covers everything else. And the Hitman Pro and the Malwarebytes to make the process faster. And so we've got our process down so that I don't just take 45 minutes anymore, because now we've had some really bad infections that slow the computer and the connection down so much that it takes us longer to send the commands that we're trying to send. But we're now, you know, between 45 minutes and 2 hours for removal. And that includes taking into account that I have, you know, Brad doing a lot of the virus removals for me now, which, you know, A, he does a great job, but I've been doing it a lot longer and faster, so I got to take that into account as well. But even then, you know, only taking up to 2 hours to do removal is fantastic, but a lot of them are 45 minutes to an hour. So, you know, we don't rely on those automatic scans anymore, because by the time Hitman Pro and Malwarebytes version 2 are done, the other scans aren't really finding a whole lot. We'll throw GRT in there sometimes if there's something goofy going on that we can't quite find them. This doesn't happen often.
Game shot and the first leg.
Probably as my first real scare. And then I'll do this first TDS killer. I'll do the quick Malwarebytes scans. That's automated, and that means it's pretty much okay. If those are catching everything and pretty much late, we're not going to find those. But the AEW is right here, and the road, I started using the road.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But one of the things I found, I've been using auto run a lot more. Just to find out when stuff is lining up. And
60.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the other thing I really started, I had no clue, and I'll there is a video on YouTube from Marcus Sinovich, and that if you want a guy that knows about the back end, front end of operating systems, that's the guy. Very, very intelligent. He was doing it was an hour and a half show, I think one of the tech talks, and he was showing his process explorer from System Terminal, which I use Process Explorer. I use all the time. I did not realize the in-depth things that you could do with that thing. I'm able to look at that thing now, and I'm noticing when I go to kill something, it pops back up. I'm like, ooh, something's not right there. You know, and you're able to do the, you know, the virus total scan and let you know as soon as it looks at, hey, this is, you know, 81 out of 100. You know, antivirus programs are finding this is malicious or whatever. Things that are in there that I'm just like, well, you can look at it. I can look at Process Explorer now the way I have it set up in less than a couple minutes and absolutely have a much better idea of what I'm looking at in the system and what's actually out there. You know, and these are just the things I'm learning, because if you can start looking at those tools and see things that are running and see what's going on, I mean, that's going to make your process that much quicker.
Yeah.
So, let me, there's a couple of questions in the chat room. Yeah, you're slacking.
I'm slacking on that, I'm sorry.
Ralph from Ohio, yes, after you guys do a virus cleanup, what AV do you currently like?
Customer
doesn't want to go on an MSP. And I will answer that by saying most of the time, customers don't want to take for antivirus. I end up taking their free 60-day trial off and putting on Microsoft Security Essentials, or in Windows 8, it's standard already loaded. I just make sure that it's tested and updated. You know what?
Yeah, I really push hard to tell people not to use it for antivirus, and even if they're not going to use the managed service plan, which quite frankly I usually wind up getting into that anyway. But those that don't, I tell them like, let's buy something. You know, buy malware bites, buy Norton if you have to. Like I shudder a little bit when they make that decision, but get something that's paid. Because the free software is not going to protect you the same way that the paid software is. And I know that you and I have had that argument a few times about, you know, Microsoft Security Essentials. And I'm going to maintain that when the manufacturer of the software says, hey, you should really buy something, but here's something in case you just don't want to, I'm not going to trust them to keep their stuff up to date. So yeah, I don't.
No, and that's perfectly understandable. The counter to that is not really a counter, but so much the point of a lot of people that they're just not going. They are not going to pay for something, or they and at that point,
well, the reason these guys say the free isn't good is they probably because then they don't sell the boxes otherwise.
To either an MSP, managed service, or you should push them to something paid for. I'm not going to say real world testing is not real world testing. What I've seen, I don't see that. For the most part. Now, not to say that there aren't certain things that pop up, that maybe some catch them quicker than others, but to me, it's no different than hard drives. I can guarantee one thing about a hard drive. A hard drive will fail at some point. Now, it could be a year down the road, it could be 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. But it's guaranteed that hard drive will fail. And that's the problem. You know what? And those change month to month. In antiviruses, they change month to month. Some are better than others. I know Rob was talking about A/B comparatives, and I take all that stuff in the grain. I look at it and say, okay, this one's doing a little bit better, that one's doing a little bit better. As far as paying for antiviruses, my favorite one still today is ESET's not very good. Very light on the system, just works. And it's always, in my opinion, for the last 10 years, plus years, it's always had good reviews. It's always, that's never changed. It's a little more expensive than some of the other ones, but it just depends on what type of protection. And here's the thing: whether you put a free antivirus on there or you get a free antivirus, here's one thing I guarantee you will get infected. It's just the guarantee anymore. So the only way to stop that is by doing it in managed service, so you have somebody that is looking at your system to make sure that when you get infection, they get eradicate it, and you can just get on your computer. That's the difference anymore, and I think that's what it's come down.
And quite frankly, you're right, and that's why we keep selling it. Right? That's why the sales keep rolling out, because we'll have somebody with a fully treated Norton 360 and they say, well, how could I possibly have got this infection? I have Norton Protect and I have malware bites with it, and I am pretty sure that the CIA is making sure that my computer is safe, and I don't understand how this happened. And that is the response. You are not safe if you're on the internet. You can put on a bulletproof vest, but if you raise your arms, there's still a little hole here. Okay? And the only way that I can tell you that you will not be charged for another virus removal is if you're paying for it. And they buy it. But if I'm going to make that pitch to